Hi, this is A. Wilson. That ain't even just like a TIL. If you like my video, please give it another click and subscribe. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about is Housewives Tea. And this Housewives Tea video, I'll be talking about what Kenya Moore said about the three on her YouTube podcast about three housewife husbands of Warner Peach. I also will be talking about Simon Gubadiouba says he regrets marrying Porsha Williams. I also will be talking about the fallout between Britt, Shamir, and Kelly after episode 16. I also will be talking about Porsha being on the cover of People magazine and Drew being on Sheen magazine. I also will be talking about um, I also will be talking about Denise Richards getting a divorce from her husband. Those are just some of the topics that I'll be talking about in this Housewives TV video. Like I said a few minutes ago, Kenya Moore had been doing a YouTube channel, and she said that it was right after. Well, I think I can't remember. It was right after. It was right after a episode of the show that she said that there was three husbands who really wanted to be housewives and wanted to have peaches. And I'm gonna read to you what she said. Kenya Moore lets husbands she feels wanted a peach and tells Ralph Pittman to put on his big boy pants and move out of the basement. And she said it was Peter, Ralph, and Joe Judites, and I totally agree with Kenya. I followed the clip, and everybody was saying that even though the judge agreed that, excuse me, even though the judge agreed that he could stay, she was saying he need to put on his big boys and move out and let Drew have stuff with the kids and stuff like that. And I totally agree because it was like right after Drew was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said that when Andy asked her the question, what was Ralph doing? She said she thinks Ralph was doing a little bit of nothing. Then he's tried to come out and talk real bad about Drew and talk about he was paying all the bills and all this and blah blah blah, blah up the blam and stuff like this. So I'm kind of glad Kenya took up for Drew. Kenya's been taking up for Drew because Drew has been supporting her all through this ordeal with Britt Eddie and stuff like that. Speaking of Britt Eddie, it was after episode 16. I mean, it had been going on for months, and it was rumored that Britt Eddie had said something real bad and negative about Shamir's child, and everybody was saying, "Oh, she said something bad about Shamir's child. You know, Shamir's child, Shiloh had those medical issues and stuff. Why are you saying stuff like that? Why?" And then it was like after I watched the episode and I watched it twice, I said, "Wait a minute." She's not really talking about the child. She's talking about Shamir's parenting. And then that's what she came out and said. She said she wasn't talking about Shamir, the child. She was talking about Shamir parenting because she said she felt that, Shamir was crying and was upset about a child. And she thought Shamir was going to go and go right straight home with the rest of the cast. She went to Miami. And then and then it was like she was saying that that Shamia was using her child illness to get out of coming back to Atlanta with the rest of the girls and stuff like that. And everybody was shocked and surprised because they were saying, "Wait a minute, this one she didn't really say too much about Shamia's child. She was talking about the parent report." And that's when people were saying, "Oh yes, Shamia ran that storyline." For about at least a good 2 weeks, and she was getting on all these promo tours talking about the same thing. And then after that, Britt Eddie got into it with Kelly and about the Glam Squad. And even on the episode, Britt said that what's called told her that she could use her Glam Squad, but Kelly was saying that Britt was trying to use all of her heads, all of her Glam Squad, not just the hairdressers, the makeup people, and everybody else. And everybody was saying that was such a small beef to be talking about. And then And then Britt Eddie clapped back at both of them. So I'm going to read to you what she said right there too. For some reason I always passing stuff up. Yeah, this is what he said. Oops. Britt Eddie claims Shamia used her daughter's health as a way to gain sympathy from fans. She weaponized her child's condition because she knows no one can say anything. Shamia doesn't get to call me a W all season long, imply I'm an addict, apply I'm an addict, yeah, apply that I'm an addict by me and every media outlet for for my marriage and trying to get the public to hate me because she's a liar. But no one sees that Shamia uses that storyline to gain sympathy from fans when she weaponized her child's condition and knows no one can say anything, but no one talks about that made up story she puts out in the media dragging me and my name every chance she get F and blank. And I kind of agree with Britt Eddie because when I was watching the episode and I was saying Britt didn't say too anything bad about Shamia, but Shamia kept calling her the word and thinking that was a good read, and that wasn't a good read. Anybody can call anybody the W word or the H word, but to me, she's calling this woman the H word, and she's a married woman acting like the H word because all of that stuff Shamia been doing all this season, that to me that was not a reflection. But I mean, you can have your girls night out with your friends and stuff, but a lot of that stuff that she was doing was borderline W. So she can't talk about this girl, and she really not supposed to be doing that because she's a married woman, and that's what Angela was trying to insinuate to her. When they went on that trip on Grenada, but she didn't catch it, but she didn't catch the she didn't get the point. She didn't catch the point. But anyway, like I said, Simon had said that he regretted marrying Porsha, and I'm gonna find that right quick too. Let me pause it. I found this is what Simon said. Simon Gubadiouba says he regrets marrying Porsha Williams. He believed he was targeted from day one for financial reasons. Simon says he was in a vulnerable place when Porsha was in his DMs praying for him during his divorce from Phaedra. Now, some people don't agree with Simon. Some people say that Simon is just upset that he got scammed by Porsha because he was a scammer himself and stuff like that, and he should have known better. But I think they knew that this was a marriage of convenience and a marriage of consequence because if it wasn't, you wouldn't have made or asked Portia to quit all her job and stay home to be a stay-at-home mom. So Simon, you do have to take some kind of accountability for your part in it. But Portia, you knew you married this man for his money, and that's why you secretly stole him from Fallon because you were looking at the lifestyle that Fallon had when she brought you on there. And now that everybody knows you was trying to compete with Shamir, that's the main reason why you got with Simon. So both of y'all, was in cahoots, but it was just like this time Portia got over on you with the prenup and those lawyers, and so that's what you mad about because you really don't want to pay that that $40,000 that you supposed to pay Portia for her prenup being a ruin. You was the one to pay her money. So now you regret marrying her. But you should have thought about that before you married. On another note, Portia was on the People magazine cover, and she did like a waiting to excel thing. Some people like the cover. Some people said, well, if you go by the movie, Portia wasn't really like that because that man did cheat on Angela Bassett, and she didn't do nothing in the movie, so she tried to reenact that. Also, Drew was on the cover of Sheen magazine, promoting her, still promoting her album. I'm glad Drew is really out there promoting her album. and doing stuff with her album and stuff. I already did a video on her doing her mind your business thing, and I already did a video on her going to the Bravo shade room and watch what happens live and stuff like that. And so after that. Phaedra started getting on the Phaedra started getting on the promotional thing because Angela said that she had evidence and evidence that showed that Phaedra was the one who paid that guy to come to Kelly's event and interrupt stuff. And so she said she got the receipts and somebody put it on Twitter, and there was some kind of audio of the man talking about Phaedra paid him some money, but I really couldn't hear the audio that good. I don't know, like the sound was kind of messed up or something. I don't know, but anyway, and then Porsche, I mean, then Phaedra got to saying that now it wasn't her, she was set up. Why would she want to do anything to Angela? She first started saying it on Jason Lee's thing, and then she got on The View and said the same thing that she was set up and it wasn't her. And then Porsche came out came out and said, "Nah, you know what happened with that situation with us and Candy, and you trying to say that that's a water under the bridge. Then nobody set you up for nothing." And then the guy turned around and said that wow, he only said that because Angela and Charles paid him off or threatened him or something. And when I first heard the story, even when I first saw him on the show, I said, "Where does random strange guy come from?" And stuff. Some people believe production paid that guy to come on there, and other people believe that that Phaedra was involved in it and stuff like that. I'll say it like this: I think Angela was approached by the producers, and they told her to do something to make Phaedra have a storyline for next year because Phaedra was just like she was just like a person who was there. She wasn't really involved in nothing because she came like the last 2 weeks, so she really couldn't get involved in nothing. So what it is, she said it wasn't her, and then Angela said it was her. So I don't know what receipts that she had showed, but people were talking about the receipt she showed at the reunion, part one was not any really good receipts. I haven't seen the reunion part one yet. I'll probably watch that later on today. But anyway, I have one more story. I saw this on Instagram, and it was about this new show called Hard and Hustle, and I didn't see anybody do anything. And there's going to be a new own show to come on August the 2nd. And then right after I watched it on my YouTube, I think it was last Thursday, Friday, I seen Millie Chon do something on it. And then right after that, I saw the trailer. The trailer looks real good. It's hard. It's called Hard and Hustle Houston. And I was saying on Instagram, and I'm so glad that a lot of these networks and stuff are coming down here to Houston and trying to find good talent. Now, like I said, really didn't like the Houston Empire show, but I'm glad they're doing this one. And somebody say it seems like a reality show. It is a reality show. It's about successful businessmen. Now, the only thing that I don't like is that Sweet Tea and the Doctor's Wives of Atlanta have the same concept, but it's like the networks are not looking at them. They're trying to get new fresh blood. Maybe because they want to see if the audience is gonna take them or not. But I'm gonna do a separate video on the first podcast. But anyway, this is the last and final story. Denise Richards said that she's divorcing her husband, and her husband wants 250K from her. Talk about from us, we want to show her money from our OnlyFans. And also what she did on the Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then her own show that she got on Bravo now. And she presented this man, and this man has a big business and stuff like that. And when he went in front of the judge, he told the judge the reason why he's asking for spousal support and all that type of stuff because he don't have no job. And people saying, "Well, you can get out and get your job. You look healthy enough," and stuff like that. And then one more story. They had it was an episode of Next Gen, and like I said, I was gonna try to get into it, but with all this microaggression these young white people having against Candy daughter, that kind of turned me out. But anyway, Candy and Riley had mentioned to Candy that everybody was supposed to put in for the party, so she put in 14K. And Candy said, I know you didn't use it. I know you didn't charge that 14K to the card that I got. She said, now, Mom, it's my own card. And so I was glad of that. So that's all I have for this celebrity round. Housewives Tea video. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells like a T.I. is. I ain't